There we go. Hey, everybody, we're back. Thank you for sticking around for the closing ceremony. If the Twitch is buffering, we will let it play out in the end, but we're going to get started for you. So, Anna, take it away, host.
What a day. What a 24 hours, which is even more than a day, in my opinion. This has been awesome. There's been so many of you hanging out in chat and viewing since the very, very beginning. There's been just a solid core of people here. So that's been really awesome to celebrate with all of you. I've loved watching all of the games. And now we are coming to the end. We're like 20 minutes away from having been live for 24 hours. And we want to share with you, of course, like the total of the donations and some thoughts about the stream. But Stephanie, as kind of the big driving force behind all of this, how are you feeling as we go toward midnight?
I'm good, actually. I kicked us off on production and was up until about 5 o'clock in the morning. We had an awesome morning. We did a little bit of a technical hiccup in our first panel with Steve and Phil, but we'll let them talk about that. And after that, we had actually Azekos with us, who and his crew, who are from Brazil, and they played Fiasco in Portuguese, which was really cool. So that was fun. And then I helped kick off the 5 a.m. stream with our awesome first look into our new module that we're coming out. And that is going to be a free module on Roll20's Marketplace. That is a 5e starter kit, essentially. It's got art, it's got, gameplay, all that kind of stuff. So, awesome. And then I slept for 6 hours and then I got up and, I stay up pretty late anyway. So I have a ton of energy now. I'm not ready to crash like everybody else. I'm all excited. So
yeah. Who here got the least sleep? Did everyone sleep a normal-ish amount, or did anyone sleep a crazy little amount?
I probably slept a crazy little amount. I'm just weird. Like I got 6 hours today.
Jazzed.
I slept. That's not true. I slept from 8 to 1. What is that? 4 hours, right? 5? Yeah.
4.
It's almost midnight. I don't do math this late.
Yeah.
Like 2 hours past math time, for sure. Adam's got the math squad. He can do it.
That's right.
Do math for me, servants.
Well, Chris Perkins said he was on 2 hours of sleep when he was doing our campaign. So he was pretty hard mode doing that, but... I was wondering, I wasn't around for everything. I watched as much as I could, but were there any of your guys' favorite highlights that you want to look back on as we go toward the end? I can start if you want.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so I played 5th edition with the cast of Dice Camera Action and a new fantastic DM. And I think... my favorite was that we all were playing our characters that we normally play during Dice Camera Action, but in a non-canon adventure. So we were just going nuts. Like there was Chris Perkins' character, Irina, made out with Dieth in an outhouse for no reason. And then we were running at people trying to get killed, and there were puppies. It was great. So that was, that was a highlight for me. It was really, really fun. Not really a specific thing, I guess, but I had a great time. What about you guys? Anything that you watched or did that was really fun?
Not 20 minutes ago, I was crying. I was laughing so hard. So I feel like, some stuff that happened in that Tenra game was as ridiculous as I could possibly have hoped for. So
that game was crazy.
It sounded very sensually charged in a lot of ways.
Which is great because the game runs in this thing called the emotion matrix, where normally in a role-playing game the GM describes a character, player describes a character, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to use my brain to decide how my character feels about this character. But in Tenra Banshee Zero, you don't get to decide. You roll randomly on a table. There was a lot of and you roll with another person and they get a different result. So while you might look at them and feel thirst for their blood, they might look at you and feel love at first sight. So you're having to role play these weird inner desires your character has versus the ideas you have for the character. And there was a lot of very strange stuff happening that created a lot of kind of hyper drama. It was everything I could have hoped for from Tenra.
I was live tweeting and live clipping because I got clips on Twitch.
Yeah.
And then live tweeting the clips. There was just a lot of interesting moments of people falling in love, but then wanting to kill each other and
Definitely a lot of
ripping off robes.
like murder attraction going on. Yeah, because I set out to GM the game as a kind of homage to like Kurosawa's Ron or like Macbeth, or like the kind of high Shakespearean drama, but like kabuki style. And it worked out to be about as melodramatic as one could have hoped for. It was a total mess, which was really fun.
I actually clipped something from this morning because we're obsessed with clips now, guys. If you don't know what this is, please look on your streams. I got a clip this morning of Greg Bilsland in the 5 a.m. game. He made a joke. I'll put it in Twitch chat, and they were talking about this plateau that had snakes on it, and he was using Cards Against Humanity cards to I think name his bard songs. And
Wow.
he's referencing these snakes, and he said snakes on a plateau, and it was the whole I don't know, watch the clip, it's in the chat. It cracked me up though. That was a great game.
Stuff.
What about any of the stuff that, like, any of the panels? What were some favorite things from all of you guys, Phil, Steve, and Suzanne?
I had a great time. I got to moderate 2 panels. I got to do the Being a Marketplace Creator panel, which you should go check that out in the VODs if you have ever thought about creating for the marketplace, or if you already do and want to hear some cool tidbits from some people who have been established on there for a while. That is a group of very wonderful people who are a little crazy, but really, really funny, and they had a great time and gave a lot of really good advice. So that was fantastic. And the publisher panel was pretty great. We got a lot of surprisingly wonderful information. It's hard to get good tips in a panel setting when everybody's on the spot and everything, but people came out and actually shared really useful stuff. So you should check those out in the VODs.
Yeah, and I got to nerd out on all of my favorite subjects for pretty much 24 hours straight. So I got to go off on the API, for half the episode. So I really look forward to maybe doing like another API sort of a panel in the future, probably in upcoming conventions and whatnot, to try and answer some of the questions we weren't able to get to because of technical difficulties. But then I got to talk about all my favorite tools in the advanced API. I got to make my favorite comparison, which is looking for group application is essentially online dating for friends. And then I got to run a community game where I got a lot of our awesome fans playing in a game in which I got to murder them over and over again. So it was a lot of fun. No, I had a great time, made some new friends. So
yeah, I actually learned something in one of the panels that I was in. I learned that you can put pictures into chat, and we'll be spamming that in all of my games from now on.
That's great.
I think that's the best thing about Roll20 is you even find it with the co-founders. Like, well, obviously maybe not Riley so much, but every day there always seems like, oh, I didn't know you could do this. That's wonderful.
I was wondering, we had the prompts for the games. We had the prop and the occurrence. Did anyone see those come up in cool ways during the con?
Yeah, you had one in your show, right?
I did, yeah.
Jared. And then I know we had I don't know about in the rest of the streams because I missed a lot of the afternoon, but I know that Gold, one of our moderators, tweeted at us and shared his stuff that he found it. And then I think AP Gaming Real also let me know that he accomplished the occurrence in his game as well. So
I tried to accomplish the occurrence, the solve a conflict, solve a bully without violence. Because we had she was called the Collector. She was a servant of a vampire lord, and she was trying to get this girl that we were protecting. We really tried to talk her out of it, but we couldn't. So then I charged at her, and I missed. I don't remember why, but she ended up leaving after that. So technically, I didn't solve it with violence because I technically didn't do any violence to her. So kind of.
And
it's intimidation.
Correct is the best kind of.
Right.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Steve had a handkerchief covering a giant red murder button. It ended up shooting a ladder at someone and almost tearing them in half.
Yeah, I had in my Dungeon World game there were handkerchiefs protecting the entrance to a like a water temple, and there was a big golem like guardian that was resolved through nonviolent means. It was actually really sad.
Aw.
Yeah, go check out the end of the Dungeon World VOD for that.
That's wonderful.
Well, that's great. So we all worked together toward that. There were tons and tons of people playing games. I've seen a lot of people in chat mentioning that they have played a lot of games today. I know there were a few games that went on for 24 hours alongside us. I think I heard of 3 at least.
That's right. Yeah.
24-hour streams that were going in tandem with Roll20. So big shout out to them. Thank you for doing that. I love that we are in this virtual space together for the first Roll20CON. What does this mean for the future of Roll20? What's next after this? I know probably like a week of sleep for you, Stephanie, but then after that.
Well, yeah, we'll probably go back into, a little bit of our regular lifestyle after this. But the cool thing about Roll20 is we're very busy. We release updates every few months. And so I'll pass this off to Steve and Phil, actually, if you want to kind of give it a sneak peek as to what our next update is.
So Nolan's already teased a little bit, but the big things we're working on right now are a rework to our image library, how you access it in and outside a game, because we know that's a big pain point for you guys who are our subscribers, have tons of your own art assets and content. We want to make that easier for you guys to manage. So that's one of the big focuses coming up, and I have a whole bunch of other stuff under my hat. Some stuff I'm still convincing Riley about. It's going to be awesome.
Our art library is the main thing, right? That's been a big work.
Art library is the big chunk of our next set of work in our next update. So
we actually just released recently an update to the way our translation software works. And what that is actually going to do for us is our character sheet creators can now design their sheets in such a way that is going to actually allow our translators to translate those now too. So coming up here, you're going to start to see at a more international level, people being able to have higher accessibility, which is hugely important to us. So
yeah, right now the official 5e sheet that we have works in Spanish and English. So if you have your account set to Spanish, the sheet will show up in Spanish. It's pretty awesome.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's great. I saw Margaret Crone in chat saying, another Roll20CON, do it.
That's the second time she said that in chat.
I also got, somebody tweeted me today and said, do this once a month, every month, and then do it for a whole weekend next year. And I was like, we've been planning this since December. I think Roll20CON 2017 is almost 100%. We're going to do it. Like that will happen. We'll reevaluate some of the things we want to do differently next time, but there is no reason why we wouldn't do this again. So
cool.
You can definitely check out that, or keep an eye out for that next year.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good. And we'll all know what to look for and plan games and all of that. So the big exciting thing when it comes to like real tangible value for this, of course, there's the community aspect and how cool it is that we can come together and enjoy something that we're passionate about and play together, which I think is very important and very valuable. But we also managed to raise a lot of money for charity and for Cybersmile. If you still don't know what Cybersmile is, or you just joined us, really awesome international program that is dedicated to stopping cyberbullying, providing resources for people there. And so we were raising money for them. All of the donations that you may have made to the stream, money that came from t-shirt sales, and money that you donated in order to get the cool exclusive Roll20CON art pack, all was counted together and will go to Cybersmile. You want me to release the number right now?
Please.
All right, all of that totaled $3,143 that will all go to cyberbullying. So congratulations. How do you guys feel about that number?
Feel great. We actually didn't set a goal for donations. We had no idea what to expect. So, I mean, that's huge. I think for the amount of people we saw on Twitch and the amount of people playing online, it was awesome. And the dedication that those marketplace creators put into the pack, Suzanne can touch on that, but I think that's a huge credit to what we did.
Yeah, we were really happy to be able to provide free content in exchange for people donating, and I'm excited to see maybe some tweets in the coming weeks and months of people using that pack in their games on Roll20.
When we say that money's going to Cybersmile, what do you guys know what that translates to? What they use money like that for?
Nolan is probably the person that could have answered that question. He's not here.
Yeah, our Cybersmile liaison is sleeping.
I mean, what I've seen from the past of working with them is they seem to do a lot of like initiatives in terms of their social media and supporting other content. And then I think a lot of it has to do with providing resources. And so if you go to their website, they have a ton of stuff on there that basically things to look up for, if you're having problems and stuff like that. So I was not prepared for that question.
Yeah, no worries. I know it's actually pretty easy to find out how Cybersmile uses their money as well. If you just go to their website, check them out. They're an award-winning company, nonprofit, I guess is more apt. And they've done great things with the resources they've had and provided to people, worked with some people that we really care about here in the industry. So I would really encourage you to go check it out and also send them some social love. You can tweet them. Another question, I don't know if you're prepared for, but do you know their social media?
I do. It's at Cybersmile HQ.
Cybersmile HQ. So please do tweet them, tell them that you love them, even if you don't have the extra cash in your pocket to go ahead and head over to them.
Follow them too because they post cat gifts a lot.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Sorry,
I can't tell you that. Well, I can't tell you this just because I cheated a little bit just now and looked up the information that we had on them. But they actually organize a lot of programs and events. They host an annual event called Stop Cyberbullying Day. They have online educational programs. They have a youth advisory council. So they do a lot of events to promote outreach and awareness to help make people aware that cyberbullying is a thing and give them tools to prevent it.
That's awesome. And they are going to be able to do that $3,143 worth more because of you guys. So congratulations.
Good work, team.
Well, we have about 4 minutes left. And that means that this is kind of time for us to say our closing words, our final thoughts, anything that we would like to communicate to the community. I just personally want to say how much fun this has been, how glad I was to be a part of it. I really appreciate Roll20. And like I said, I think it's so important that we humans dedicate time and energy to playing and recreating together. And a lot of my friends are not anywhere near me, and I'm not able with my schedule and with my career to be around the people I would like to play with. So I would like to thank Roll20 for giving me the tools that I have to now play with them and to use my imagination the way that I get to do. So I'm really proud to have been part of the first Roll20CON. And what do you guys want us to know and take away from this as we go toward midnight?
You want to pick somebody to?
I choose Steve.
I just love our community. Like I have a great time every time I interact with you guys on the forums, when I'm playing games with you guys. Like I talked about in my panel, I incognito join people's games all the time under assumed names just because I love playing with the community, and you guys are just always strangely for the internet positive and like great to hang out with, and this is just an amazing space, and I feel really privileged to be part of making it happen.
What about you, Suzanne?
I'm kind of going to second that a little bit. I can't get over how much we would not be here without the support and love of our community. I mean, we were originally a Kickstarter company. We grew hugely. We just had our 4-year anniversary, as you guys probably know. And I mean, basically, I've used this term before, but Roll20CON is sort of like our love letter to you guys. That we love you, and please don't go away, and please game forever, because we like gaming with you, and we want it to go on forever and ever. So thanks, guys.
Awesome. What about you, Phil?
I don't really know what to add to that. It's all fantastic. This company is amazing. Like I get to play at work every day. It's the best thing ever.
Yeah, ditto is a perfect answer. What about you, Adam?
Well, I've gone to a lot of game conventions, like probably in the range of like 100 conventions over the course of my being a dork. And there's this feeling you get at the end of a con where you're kind of like a little sweaty and kind of punch drunk from playing a bunch of games. Like you just been like, the stream of people that you've hung out with, you don't remember them by their real name, you just remember their character names. And like at the very end of a con, there's always that feeling of like being exhausted, but in like the best way. Like you're exhausted because you're just like working your brain the whole day. And I'm feeling that right now. I'm feeling the like con thing. And I know tomorrow when I wake up in the morning and I'd be like, oh, Roll20CON's over. I don't have any games to play. So I had a really good time, and it's super fun to get in early on this stuff, like to be there for the first time that a thing happens, whether it's a con you're visiting in a nearby town, or if it's a space online. And I think it's really cool that we were able to translate so much of that convention experience into an online space, which is kind of what we do all day, every day at Roll20, right? Like, I think it really speaks to the strength of the platform and bringing folks together and playing cool games and having a good time. So I am tired and I need to lie down. But I feel good about why I feel that way. So.
Well, Stephanie, as this is kind of your magnum opus, I guess, you get the last word.
Sweet. Well, first of all, I think I would love to thank our co-founders. I think it's I was laughing to myself. I was like, they left us alone to close out the show. But seriously though, shout out to those three. I know for a fact all of us working here feel pretty honored to have this job. A lot of us, we talked about it this morning, a lot of us came out of jobs we did not like. And I'm a perfect what I kept a job every couple months before because I was like, nope, this isn't for me. And we're coming up on 2 years for me, and I love what I do. And I hope that it showed in this convention. And on top of that, too, I would love to shout out a huge thank you to everybody who played with us on this Twitch stream and everybody who helped us get set up. Big love to Twitch for the promotion and for taking the time to come and help. And I actually took a meeting with them in person with like half the staff, hunting them down in the halls to get advice on this. And they've been very, very, very supportive from day one. And thank you to everybody who helped us. And we really appreciate it, for sure.
Well, there's no better place to end than that. I hate to say we're done.
Technically, we went over by 2 minutes. So,
I know, but as a whole, my job, I'm supposed to say we're done. So, Good night, everyone. Get some good sleep. Play some more games tomorrow, and we will see you on Roll20. Good night.
Bye.